Hello guys, and welcome to my video of why I love Star Wars. My childhood. As you can see, I bought the Blu-ray version of the original trilogy with Darth Vader's face on it, well, mask. And this is my video on how I got into the series and what it means to me. I got into the series back when I was a kid. I'm a 2000s kid. I was 7 years old, I think, back in 2004. I don't even know my age back then. So, anyways, about Star Wars. I knew what Star Wars was because I went in my elementary school. Kids would pretend to fight with lightsabers and talk about the characters. And I knew who Darth Vader was back when I was like 6 or like 7, like talking it to my friends over there in elementary school. And yeah, um, I remember that I didn't get the toys at all during that time. Like my mom, because I lived in a house back then. Well, I do live right now, but like in a different street. And I could just remember one day that my mom said, like, "Oh look, Miguel, I got you something, right?" And this back in the day where the DVDs were like rare or something. So she came home one day with a bag, and then she showed me Star Wars, A New Hope, like on VHS, and Return of the Jedi on VHS. Um, we had a TV with a VCR built in, but like I said, I knew what Star Wars was back then, but I haven't seen the movies. So I saw A New Hope and Return of the Jedi when I was a kid, and I got hooked. I'm like, Star Wars is cool, you know. So like yeah, A New Hope and the Return of the Jedi were my starting to get into Star Wars films. I didn't get the only movie that was missing was Empire Strikes Back with the Stormtrooper helmet, and I didn't get that one until like I was like almost in fifth grade, or I don't know, like in fifth grade or something, like in junior high or something. Um, so I went to my nearby thrift store and I saw the VHS of Empire Strikes Back, and then I told my mom, "Mom, look!" I think this was when I was like 10 or like 9, I think, and I was like, "Look, Mom, it's the like the movie that's between Star Wars and Return of the Jedi. It's I didn't know that Hoth, like the planet, like the ice planet Hoth." So I told my mom, "Look, Mom, this is we're during that ice planet, like with like the giant walking things." So I bought it. Well, my mom bought it for me, and like I loved it. Like until this day, The Empire Strikes Back is one of my favorite. It's the my favorite film from the original trilogy. Like I like the Hoth planet battle, Bespin, Cloud City. And when I was in elementary school, at the library, we had only I think like three Star Wars Young Jedi Knights books with Jason and Jaina Solo, and I read like the first three chapters of Trouble at Cloud City, and I remember the cover for it. It was the dish like where Cloud City is, and then Chewbacca or like another Wookiee with like a red lightsaber, and then Jason and Jaina like on the side. And I mean, well, like my reading level was slow, right? Because I was like in fourth grade or like third, and those books were like for the fifth graders. So I just could read like until chapter three, and like that was basically it. So when I saw the Empire Strikes Back, I'm like, oh my god, this is like my favorite movie from the original trilogy. And I then like I got books from when I was in junior high. I read all the Star Wars, but when I was in junior high back in 2008 to like 2011, I read all the Star Wars book at the library, and there were like 10. And I remember I read them all, like huge Star Wars nerd since I was a kid. So, what about what I think about the Empire Strikes Back? I really like it. No, I am your father. That's not true. That's impossible memes. You know, like gosh, like I really love that film, and I got the Blu-ray version. So we all know that back in '97, There was a VHS versions of A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi with like special add-ons and stuff. And people hate the '97 versions because of the Han shot first thing with Greedo, and this is my take. Some of the new shots are good because it makes the planets more lifelike. Like I'll give you like three examples. One is like at Mos Eisley. All right, so when Obi Wan shows Mos Eisley to Luke, right, like it's a desert with houses and then like the spaceport. But then in the '97 version, which I think it's this version to the 2013 like 11 Blu-ray, um, like it was more lifelike with like those giant lizards, and then you saw ships flying around, and more like droids walking and like playing around. So it made it more like more slightly more like lifelike. It was already lifelike because of the whoops, because of the people, but more like like alien thing. And then second, um, what can I give you? So I already said about the Mos Eisley one. I'm not gonna talk about the different lines and stuff like the small things because it doesn't really think. But like the when the X-wings are leaving Yavin, like in the original version, you only saw like dots in the sky going like all fast. But on the '97 version and this version, I think, you actually see like they're digital shots, so they're just like CGI implemented into the thing. I don't know about my visual effects stuff, but that's how I see it. It's what I think it is. You saw the X-wings slowly rising up from like trees and going up to like the sky. That's way better than just watching like small dots in the sky going up, like right. And lastly, let's see, like different that's an Empire Strikes Back because I'm gonna see Empire Strikes Back on my PS4 later on today. So another visual thing. Oh yeah, uh, Obi Wan's hut. So when Obi Wan picks up Anakin, Luke, and C-3PO, like it cuts to his house, right? But like on the '97 version, like the special edition Blu-ray and the original '97 special edition, uh, they included like the outside landscape on the whole house of Obi Wan to make it look really like cool. And because like we really saw like a shot on the house, which kind of looks like Luke's house, but like on the special edition in this version, like we get a landscape on Obi Wan's like area and like the house, which is pretty cool. With the special editions, some lines are like tweaked a bit or like different. Oh, and there's also Jabba the Hutt on special edition, but like horrible CGI. I think on the Blu-ray it's more cleaned, but I don't know. So yeah, with the special edition, some may hate it. Like I personally like it because it gives more life to Star Wars, like the planets. And that's how I got into the original trilogy with the VHS when I was a kid, like 11 years ago or like 12. And I grew up with the prequel trilogy. I said it. I love the prequel trilogy. Um, sure, Attack of the Clones is kind of whack, but Revenge of the Sith, holy mother of freaking Anakin Skywalker. Like Revenge of the Sith, action packed, dark, like a really dark Star Wars one, like from the original and prequel, like the darkest film from the prequel trilogy and original. And bro, like I like how it connects Anakin to like Darth Vader. Like I'm sure you guys have seen Revenge of the Sith, and some people hate the prequel trilogy because of the CGI and political stuff. What is my thing? I think the people who hate the prequel trilogies are the original trilogy adults who are like in their 30s or like 40s that grew up watching the original trilogy and saying, the prequel trilogy sucks because they add CGI and like like it's just horrible. Like original trilogy, like low budget, none of that freaking crap CGI stuff. But I love the prequel trilogy too. And yeah, I love Luke Skywalker, but I was gonna go to the Lego station to get. I was gonna go to the bus station to pick up some power converters. You know, like the Whiner and like Han, guys. Like Han, when I saw first Han when I was a kid, like I thought he was a cool guy. You know, like lying your way out or like bargaining. Like don't let bad stuff keep you from having a good day. Like Han just makes having like a bad day into a good day. Like just laugh your problems off. Like don't give a damn about what's going on in your life. Like the bad stuff. Just like laugh about it. And then, just be cool. Lie your way through. But I don't advise you guys to do that. Well, yeah, Han's like the cool guy, and Princess Leia. R.I.P. Carrie Fisher. Uh, a beloved princess that will never be forgotten. Yep, Princess Leia is badass, like a badass princess. Like take that, Disney. Like all princesses don't need like rescuing. Like they can do stuff on their own. You have I think Moana is Disney Pixar and Brave, but like, come on, like, do you know how princesses are just like, oh, help me, prince or something? But like, let's just like, give me a gun, I'll freaking fight the stormtroopers. Like, you go, Princess Leia. Childhood right here, guys. Empire Strike, Empire Strikes Back, favorite. Star Wars original trilogy. My childhood, 11 years ago or like 12. I didn't really play the games until when I was in junior high with my cousin. If you saw my Star Wars Battlefront 2 video, you can find it on my channel, and I'll explain why I love it. And the games are good. I read some books that I bought from the thrift store about like episode one and stuff. Like really good. Like I'm just a huge Star Wars fan. Like even though us Star Wars fans are growing older, like I'm in my early 20s, but I feel old. It's like and this is gonna be like a 2 minute rant, but um, so kids, right? They might see the original trilogy, like all the Star Wars film or something, but they're just not passionate. Like if you're an adult watching this, they're not passionate, or like a young adult, like in your like 18 or like in your early 20s, like I am. Like kids are not passionate about our stuff. Like this is why kids make me feel old. I love Star Wars for the story, characters, and stuff, right? Like I'm a huge fan of astrology, like I said on my Battlefront 2 video. Like I like stars, planets, and all that stuff. So like, but like kids are not passionate about our stuff. Like yes, kids may know the characters and stuff and a bit of the story, but come on, guys. In my opinion, and I hope I don't trigger anyone. Like the only reason why they love Star Wars and our childhood stuff is for the toys. I mean, think about it. Like kids be like, oh, lightsabers. Like I make a joke about it. Like with my cousin, I'm like, or like also adults talk about Star Wars and the theme and the story and like all that stuff. And the kids be like, ah, I like lightsabers and that dude with the black helmet. What's his name again? Darth Vader or something. But yeah, lightsabers. Fun. I like Star Wars lightsabers. But like they just made me feel old. They're not passionate about the story. They're just passionate about like the lightsabers and the X-wings and like all that stuff. Like the toys and the Legos. But um, us adults were passionate for what Star Wars is. Star Wars left a legacy with us old school fans. Like the real passionate fans, and not just I like lightsabers. Woo! Um, Star Wars left a legacy, a really good legacy. It will be forever a treasure. Like Star Wars is a gift from George Lucas to us, sci-fi science fiction films fans. Like Star Wars left a big foot on cinema history. Star Wars is really famous because come on, like a really big brand and stuff, franchise, and just like Star Wars to me means so much to me. Like I just love Star Wars. Like really good characters and story. Like the themes. I'm really passionate about Star Wars, guys. It's just my childhood. Oh, lightsabers! No, 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 not that. Get out of here, kid. Um, just George Lucas made a masterpiece with Star Wars, and I congratulate him. You made a gift, a treasure that will always be passed down generation to generation and will always be enjoyed until the end of times. But Disney, I hope you don't ruin Star Wars Episode 9. I enjoyed 7, The Force Awakens, but I felt like it was like a Star Wars Episode 4 remake. It was exactly the same, just with Rey. The Last Jedi, uh, it was okay, but I just felt short. I mean, like the whole story was just, we run out of fuel, and the first orders behind us. Help! We need fuel. Like the whole movie, the plot was just, we ran out of fuel. They're gonna kill us all. Like, come on, Disney. Like that was the whole plot. Like running out of fuel. They're right after us. Go get fuel. Get betrayed. And um, but come on, Disney, don't like. I know that Disney might think that kids don't know Star Wars or seen like the original trilogy, like us old school fans. There's no such thing as a true fan. You're either a fan of it or not. Um, but I'm guessing that Disney be like, ah, well, kids don't know what the heck they're watching because they don't know Star Wars. They only like Star Wars because of our freaking toys we're making and we're milking that money. But like they're just remaking it for the kids or like this generation to see what Star Wars is. I'm pretty sure since kids don't really follow the story because come on guys, when kids see superhero movies, it's eye candy. No action or no outfits, they go to sleep. I swear when I saw Civil War, all the kids were sleeping the first 5 or 10 minutes and only woke up to see the airport scene and then like the final battle with Steve Rogers and Tony Stark and then went back to sleep again. To kids, superhero films are eye candy. They don't care about the story. You know, they just want to see the characters and the colors and all that good stuff. Like the story goes through the left and right ear, and then just be like yeah, lightsabers, space battles, story going from their ears, like their superhero films and Star Wars and like all that good stuff they're they're just eye candy. Like they don't really follow the story. Like the story just goes like I said from left to right here. But yeah, like kids will not understand how passionate we old school fans are for the Star Wars films, original and prequel trilogy. And I love Star Wars. Like how I said, I got VHS when I was a kid. I didn't really get the toys until I was like in fifth grade or something. Yeah, my like I knew what Star Wars was, but I didn't get to see the films. My mom bought them on VHS for me and stuff, and I really got hooked. And then from that point on, Star Wars fan all the way. So yeah, a treasure, guys, a treasure. People may say bad stuff about the prequels, but I love them. My opinion. George Lucas, who made a masterpiece that will never die. The end. Alright guys, now I'm gonna walk to my video and stop it from right there. Star Wars all the way. May the force be with you, and goodbye.